Yeah.
All right, we're going live.
All right.
Let me push it on Instagram. I just got to push the live button once it jumps over here. We should be good on Facebook. Aaron, oh, you don't go on Facebook. Let me just make sure it works there. It is working on Instagram. Look at that. We are live on Instagram. I'll try and keep an eye on those comments. And tugboat.claims on Facebook. We're live there too. Look at this. From my hotspot on my phone. So if the internet cuts out, it's because we're on a hotspot. Let me pull this window out so I can follow the Instagram comments.
My kids are here. See 'em?
Oh, it's always good to have them. And then let me get back to my restream window and see you guys and have the comments open there. And we're here. All right, so we'll get into it. We don't need to wait for anybody to arrive. We haven't done office hours in a couple weeks. So if you're jumping on watching this now or you watch this later, oh look, their children are all the way here.
Yeah, they're here, and like Sam's really interested in the printer, so I have to stop him from touching it because it's like printing.
The 3D printer.
Yeah.
That can't be good for a 3D print to poke it.
It'll be fine, but it might hurt him.
Well, for anyone watching this, anyone that joins us or watches it later, I am in Las Vegas right now at InsurTech Connect. So this is the big insurance technologies conference that goes on once a year in Vegas. I think it's been going on for about 10 years, I think they said, at the keynote. It's huge. I had no idea how big it was. I'd never been here before, but giant convention center at Mandalay Bay in Vegas, thousands and thousands of people. Like really, it's kind of amazing, like how nicely done all the booths are, how good all of the advertisements and print materials are. It's kind of nuts. So downstairs, I'd called Aaron earlier. I was like, I'm walking around the convention, just the expo floor. That's not the breakout rooms, but where the expo is and everyone has their tables. And it's like the size of 8 Costco's put together. And they have like 2 different sections for you to go play with puppies, just in case you got bored talking to people about insurance. And then they have a beer garden in the middle. And then they have cornhole. Just they know that you're going to get bored talking about insurance for that long. So they got to give you some puppies and some beer and some cornhole to break it up. But anyways, I came here one to connect with some people that I know that work on the other side of the industry, and also just to learn. The way I put it to somebody today is I want to know how insurance companies are talking about the problems that they're trying to solve. And 2, most of what's happening here is people trying to sell or partner with their solution to a problem that an insurance company or a TPA has. And so how are those companies pitching their solutions? Essentially, what problems are they saying that they're solving? And it's been super interesting to that end to think through that. The one annoying thing is that I'm here at like the hopefully the peak of the AI boom. So like every poster, everything feels like it says the same exact thing, which is just some version of AI for insurance. Something to help with underwriting or phone calls or I told it again, a thing I told Aaron, I'm like, I feel like there's maybe 100 versions of 5 different companies here is what it is. They can all fit into one of these 5 buckets. But needless to say, people doing really cool things and in sophisticated ways and using AI in powerful ways. So I today went to the claims track, which is in different breakout rooms you can go to. There's themes of them. And so there's one today that is just about claims all day. So it's anywhere from like 15 to 30 or 40-minute breakouts of people presenting, talking about either their solution or just some idea around claims. And that's been really interesting. So, Rachel, I'm going to read you some quotes from, I only went to 3 so far today, and I'm missing one right now, but that's okay. Uh, my, let's see. Um, this was one from a company that we're all aware of that helps to price out flooring samples. They're talking in the claims breakout, and they said, uh, we're getting closer to pre-adjusting losses before they even happen.
Okay. What happened to handling a claim on each unique, basis?
Why would you need to? And what's interesting, and you guys would appreciate this too. There's such a difference in the way that someone talks about claims when they've run claims, and compared to if they haven't run claims before. Because there are some founders that are previous adjusters, and you can tell like these people know this problem really well, or know that the place that they're playing in, and then someone else that comes in that's just like a tech person at some like a CTO talking about a solution, and the way that he talks about claims, when he's talking about someone's house that flooded, and they're like, we're going to be able to pay that claim in 30 minutes soon, and within 3 weeks they're going to be sitting back in their house because these processes went so fast. It's like, you have no idea how any of this stuff works.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah. And let's see, that was one of the quotes today. The same guy said our goal is to get to down to 30 minutes from first notice of loss to settlement. And this was my favorite one. This one said, we are using artificial intelligence for good, but a lot of people are using it for bad. Which I just thought was silly.
Quote of the century.
I'm glad he's got his moral compass on.
I don't know. It was so silly to me.
Yeah. I've been just playing moderator in the YouTube chat where we're just getting a bunch of spam comments, so that's why I've been laser focused.
Oh, good. Yeah, look at all those comments. That's
bunch of hi, I like your videos.
Yeah. Yeah, that's lame getting all those responses there. But nonetheless, I think it is this mix where I see people really trying to solve problems and sometimes keeping, you're good, trying to stay really cognizant of the policyholder, of the homeowner, in their own way. And then other times feeling like they're certainly getting left behind in the whole process, right? That they're not getting thought about at all. And even in this, that breakout that I was in, that track for claims was the least crowded one of almost any one that I was in. The ones that are crowded are the ones that are selling technologies to agents and brokers, right? Because that's where you transact a policy and you sell it, and how you can underwrite it faster, and how you can get rid of your receptionist because we'll field the phone calls for you when they come in. Or underwriting data aggregators. Aaron, I talked to 4 different companies that aggregate underwriting data, and all say that they have proprietary data that no one else has. And I asked all of them, like, well, do you get the data that's proprietary, like because you have homeowners giving it to you? Because that's, in my mind, I mean, that would be proprietary. Like somebody gave you something that they're not giving it. And they're like, oh, no. But we have a way of getting the data that's out there and aggregating it that no one else is able to do it in the way that we're doing it. I've had like 3 different people tell me the same story. And all of them may be true in their own way. I don't know.
I'm going to hop off for a sec to figure out why my office is becoming a playhouse, and then I'll be back.
No, we have to see how many people can fit in
your
tiny office.
I got a sock being waved in here.
His office isn't as big as it actually looks, and it doesn't look that big, but it's actually smaller than that when you get it.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Well, you can mute Aaron or get off for a minute, whatever you need to do.
So is anybody talking about AI for FNOLs?
Yeah. Yep. One of the underwriters was talking about that they are tied into that. And yeah, there is, I mean, and sometimes when that side of the equation is talked about, whether it's the underwriting to the FNOL, the sentiment has been kind of the thing that we hear a lot in claims is just like, oh, fraud is so rampant, like we're going to fix this essentially because we're going to have all the underwriting data, which is all good. Like it is really good for a house to have pre-loss data, right? And for an insurance, like it is really bad for an insurance company for people to file claims for things that are maintenance related. It's worse for the I mean, so in that way, it's a really good thing. I would much rather an insurance company actually underwrite and know whether or not a roof is old than post claims underwrite and deny a roof because they didn't want to pay for the wind damage because the roof is old. Like the solution one is 100 times better as long as they're willing to do that work on the front end, and really make it happen. Again, I talked to a friend on the other side of the industry that works in underwriting last night for a long time about this, and we were talking about how it's circular in its own way. This, make sure there's no, yeah, Aaron, you can let us know if any comments pop up. That the issue we were talking about, the underinsurance piece that came out from San Francisco Chronicle, and kind of how explosive that was and how eye-opening it was. And he was asking that kind of why what was my theory for why that is, right? Are they these evil insurance companies trying to screw people over? And my thesis or my theory about it was that it's like this circular issue, because it's a race to the bottom in premiums. Like you want to be able to sell it for the cheapest price if you can, but then you don't want to be overexposed. So instead, you just don't offer as much insurance, and you have all these ways and he was talking about it as an underwriter, because you remember that article talked about the exact 360 software and the 20 data points that come in, and he was like, I can tell you half of them are wrong the vast majority of the time, and it does not take a lot of work to go in there and make sure that they're correct. But his agreed sentiment is like there is an attitude of fear of like diving too deep into things. Instead, like, let's get things bound and get them pushed, get policies written. And then once you do that, it affects how you pay for claims. It affects, and I use it as an example of, I used like Chubb and State Farm. Like I've never met someone that has Chubb that doesn't love their insurance company, even after they have a claim. Then they love them even more, right? Because they feel so well treated. And you know what? Chubb is one of the only insurance companies he told me this, to have consistently turned an underwriting profit for the last 5 years. And they are the ones most known for paying claims.
But people will keep signing up, right?
And they underwrite really, really well. So they don't insure risk that they shouldn't, and they insure it properly. And when claims happen, they pay it, and then people stay signed up because people are loyal. Like all these things happen. I said, then let's contrast that to how people feel about, call it State Farm, after a claim, right? Like there's all these different ways, unless you get really lucky and you get a great adjuster and they stay on that claim and they really care about it. But like their claim handling system is not set up for you to end up feeling really good about State Farm when it's done. Even if they pay your claim, like the email system is confusing, your adjuster is going to get changed, you're going to be confused, and it's not set up for you to be loyal to this insurance company at all.
Right.
And so if like if you know that as State Farm, like, hey, if someone has a claim, they're just probably going to drop us, then you're going to do everything you can to kind of avoid that friction point, right? Yeah, I don't know. It that circular disincentive just keeps going round and round if you don't line them up early in the underwriting and then keep them aligned well during the claims process. Then I think it just starts to fall apart. So, anyways, but it's been really cool here. You guys would both really like it because you're both insurance nerds. Oh, bye, Rachel.
We lost her.
Let me make sure I let her back in right when she. Oh, there she is.
Welcome back. You just wanted to change positions.
I don't
You
know.
want to
I
get
had-
the bottom.
Yeah.
Started from the middle, now I'm to the bottom. So yeah, there's some things here that are super encouraging because people here really care about the industry, and you want people to care. People here are really smart. But I'm not super optimistic about the problems I see insurance companies wanting to solve. Literally, like one of the other quotes I wrote down was, we all know that the goal is less time on the file, right? Which we all kind of know, like, yes, you all want to get more efficient, but man, that's like not like, you guys are already so bad at claims handling right now. And the less time you spend on the file, and then the next person will try to say, well, if we automate XYZ, then it'll give adjusters more time to be on the phone with clients. It's like carriers are never going to let them do that. They're never going to say, they keep trying to say, like, well, if we automate this piece of adjusting, now adjusters will finally have the time to really spend time with insureds. It's like, no, they won't. They're going to decrease the amount of adjusters and they're going to overwhelm them with this many more claims that they just run through automated processes. Like, we know how this goes.
Yeah.
You're not going to suddenly start really caring about spending time with people on the phone or whatever it might be.
I've always said that they count the wrong beans, right?
Yeah, explain that.
They're counting the hours that people spend on the file. They're counting the number of adjustments they have. They're counting all those things. That's their metric that they care about, when really they should be caring about the number of claims each adjuster has and can adjust efficiently. Those means, because that's what gives you residuals. And I feel like, and I hate to like be all cheerleadery here, but Chubb's counting the right beans.
Yeah,
and
it's
all these
true.
other processes are just like you said. They're anybody but Chubb's that does these things that you're talking about. It's just going to end in the same results. Like it just is, like you said.
He did ask me, again, I had a long conversation with him, my friend, last night, and he was essentially asking, like, do I have hope that carriers can change these things? And I really thought about it. I'm like, I really think that they can. Maybe the ones that I feel like the most negative about, I don't see how they would. But especially the ones that are kind of middle of the road, I was like, if they can make small shifts to make things worse, they can certainly make small shifts to start steering things back, right? We've all seen carriers that we thought like were really good at claim handling, and like, oh, like you guys clearly change. And we've seen some make some shifts for the better. Even public adjusters right now, I've had several tell me like, oh, Mercury's been a lot better to work with this year. Like, oh, that's a big, like, that doesn't happen for no reason, right? Like that is some cultural shift. Something happened in how they're managing claims and in their process. It doesn't, I'm like, and any one of them can do it, right? Aaron, I need you to proofread my next blog article, but it's the one I told you about, which is, and Rachel, maybe you should proofread it too. You probably have some other ideas about it, but the title of it is The Problems That We Refuse to Solve. And kind of taking a look at what can we learn from the issues that I think, and we see are big issues that wouldn't be that challenging to solve, but companies are refusing to do so, right? So that to me says like, you're really incentivized for this problem to exist for some reason, right? If if it would be so simple for you to solve it, and you haven't done it, and you certainly, like, people have obviously, I'm sure, complained about it. And like the simplest example that I gave to someone talking, I think I give this in the article, and it may seem like a dumb one, but it's like State Farm's claims email is State Farm fire claims at statefarm.com. That's confusing to people at the beginning of a claim, and unnecessarily so, right? Like, not that it's not as easy as creating a new Gmail account, but it's not that complicated if they wanted to make a clear claims email that was easy for people to interact with. Like, we know how confused people are. There are search statistics that Aaron and I have seen for our ad targeting where it's like, oh, you can target the people that are searching for, what is this email, State Farm fire claims at statefarm.com, because people are so, like, there's search data analytics around just that thing that people are confused about. And it's like, this is such a simple problem. This is a simple point of friction.
Yeah,
that it would be for them to solve.
It's a unique long tail keyword because it gets entered in. It's simultaneously, and you think about the kind of people who are entering an email address into the Google search.
And
those are the ones who are most likely to be confused by it, and like the search counts like remarkably high for that email, and it's just like, yeah, it's not fair to people to do that. But I think that kind of, I mean, it makes sense why you brought it up, because it's not just like, do I have hope that the insurance companies can fix this? It's like it's not whether they can or not. I mean, I don't think we should leave it to them too, right?
Yes, yeah.
It's not like, why let them be the ones to determine whether these things get fixed if their incentives aren't aligned to do it, or at least if they don't realize it, which is the difference, right? Like, we could make a case that, I mean, it actually is in your best interest. I mean, look at Chubb again, to do these things well and do it right and make it a reasonable experience for the policyholder. But that's hard to balance against the race to the bottom line premiums, a desire to not like continually interact with the policyholder to remind them that maybe it's time to shop for different insurance or whatever. Those all are in conflict, but if instead the consumers can kind of take it into their own hands to make informed purchase decisions, like, I think that's where the change actually happens.
Yeah, I totally think so. And I mean, going back to the first thing we were talking about, that position of fear that so many brokers are operating from is, and none of these tools are going to make it any better, because you now are offloading more and more of your expertise to some automated process, which means you are going to be less and less confident in selling the products, which that's really the issue. Because I'm not an incredible salesperson, but the ones that I know that are incredible salespeople, it's like they know their products really, really well. So they can deliver really good value when they have questions about insurance, right? Like, talking to them doesn't make you want to switch insurance companies. It makes you trust them more. And I think the reason that a lot of brokers and agents are afraid to talk to their policyholders is they don't have good answers to the questions when they come up, right? Like, Aaron, I asked the person I was talking to earlier, why do most independent agents only sell products from a few different carriers? And he's like, I don't really know. He's been there for a long time. Long time. And I not that he should know. I just figured like there was a simple answer to that. And he said maybe
it's a lot to balance, right? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I can think of all kinds of reasons, but what we see is, like, most often, because it's like two segments of expertise, right? There's the expertise you need to hopefully align someone with the proper coverage, right? And sell them a policy. And then there's the separate thing, which is claims, right? Which is when the rubber meets the road, when that policy matters. And those are the questions that most often, like, that are likely to come up, that are not likely to have confident or good answers, right? And so yeah, I can understand again, like they can know everything that they need to know to check the boxes and get you lined up with the coverage form. But if you get deeply invested with a customer, if you get like if you deepen that relationship, if you try to become their insurance advisor,
Expert. Yeah.
expert, that I mean, there's a whole slew of challenges that come up there.
There is, yeah, but it's also it's so confusing me though. It's like, but it's also how you would sell them more the products that you have if
Yeah,
you
but
could,
you know,
that
like you know that the it's like ratios, right? Like what you
yeah,
can upsell them for the $100 a year versus the base premium. It's like why risk it? Why risk re-engaging them and getting them thinking about price and thinking about cost when you've already got them as a customer? And
yeah,
that's the conflict.
yeah. Um. So yeah, it's crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm really the more the longer I'm here for another day and a half. Um, the more stoked I am about the things that we're like the problem that we're solving. Right. The more time, Rachel, I think, and Aaron, both of you would agree. Like the more time we spend solving this problem, the more confident we get. Like, yep, like this definitely needs to keep getting solved. Like, definitely
Yeah.
needs to keep being worked on. Needs more people working on it. And isn't certainly isn't solving itself anytime soon.
No.
Um, from the other side of the industry, and again, being here, seeing. I'm trying to think. Like, I haven't been to all the breakouts on claims, but and some of them will touch on how, if you did these things so much faster, then your insureds aren't gonna, they're gonna love your claims process, and then they won't like hate you and want to cancel afterwards. But like they're tying that into their ability to be efficient, as if like that's what an insured wants the most from you is efficiency. Um, but it's like it's completely untrue.
No, you can be the
um,
slowest adjuster on the planet
yeah,
as long as they feel heard and you do
yeah,
address something,
yeah,
something.
Yeah, it's they're framing the problem they want to solve
Yeah.
as the pain point of the customer
Yeah.
because
yeah,
like
exactly.
it's like oh like hey
Yeah.
this is what the people want and everything becomes
Well, bless
like
their hearts.
yeah
Yeah.
I'll wear that shirt here next time. I'll wear a bless your heart shirt
That's
to
right.
InsurTech Connect next year when I come.
Oh,
Um, cool. Well, I'm gonna hop off here pretty soon. We're gonna end it early because I want to get to some of these other breakouts. But Rachel, do you have any questions you want me to ask any underwriters or adjusters or in the next claim? Let me see what the claims panels are that I'm going to be going to next. I'll tell you actually right now. Let's see for the next one's coming up. Just give me a second here. All right, agendas and details. Let me search the claims ones.
a little food for thought while you're looking that up. So I'm looking at the salaries for top 5 insurance companies, and Chubb, again, we're cheerleading, right? They do
Yeah.
everything. They really do. Everybody, like you said, everybody's happy with Chubb. Their
Mhm.
CEO made more money than all of the other guys,
Really, that's crazy.
and they pay out more. So, like,
Yeah.
there's again,
Another.
we're counting the wrong beans.
Yep.
So,
That's very, very true. All right, let's see. I gotta get a little bit later in the day here now. Personal property, the overlooked lever for loss ratio retention.
yeah,
I met this guy. I met his co-founder, Adjusto, last night. Oh, that's funny. So these guys, Rachel, I met one of the co-founders last night. They made a personal property inventorying tool. I think theirs might use video. I don't know if theirs uses video or not. There's two that I've heard about since I've been here. Um, theirs is for carriers though, for their adjusters to be able to use it after a claim, and to be able to utilize it, which isn't a bad thing. Let's see. Instant payouts, smarter decisions, and the future of claims innovations.
Oh,
That's probably the next one I'm about to go to. The House always wins. Vegas casinos, generative claims fraud, and agentic AI presented by Further AI. Vegas was the original battlefield for cheats, and casinos evolved to stay a step ahead. Today, insurance has its own battleground, the claims desk. Generative AI is creating believable fake damage. I don't think this is a real problem. I saw people start posting about this last year when generative AI images got better, and they're like, people are going to report fake damage claims. And like, I think everyone knows that like your insurance company comes to your house when you say that it burns down. Like, I think that's
yeah.
generally what happens. But who knows? I think they're creating an issue out of thin air with that one myself, but I could be wrong. Anyways, I'm gonna hop off, but you guys text me if you think of anybody you want me to go ask a hard question to.
All right, have fun, bud.
What about
Right.
Verisk? Is Verisk there? Is that
Yeah, they're sponsoring everything here.
so? I would love to know like how they determine the lifespan of items. Like
Oh, that's good.
why is my lawnmower only good for like 3 years?
It's true.
Really? I would
Yep.
love that's real to me. Like I thought about calling them even. So yeah, ask that because people are getting screwed on the depreciation. You know, it's so
Yep.
bad.
It's true.
It's
That's
just
true.
not. Those aren't real numbers. These are not real lifespans. So
Yeah, that's great. Cool. I will ask
You
Verisk.
should email Susie and Megan and see if they want you to ask anything.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I should. I should.
All right. We'll talk soon, buddy.
Cool.